Yes, my bad. You gotta love technology sometimes. All right, we're back up on YouTube, so go ahead and refresh. Go back to the main channel, and the live stream is now up. So should be good to go. Make sure everybody's getting back inside of chat. Simple refresh. Yeah, sorry guys, I had a feeling that the stream was gonna kick. I had that feeling that the stream was gonna go down, and it did. Ha! And it did. But we're all set, ready to rock and roll. I killed 3 minutes. Damn it, Josh. Well, good thing I got started 3 minutes early. Good thing we got started 3 to 5 minutes early, so we're all set. I'm going to wait for you guys to get back in. Give me a thumbs up. We're good. And we're going to finish where we left off with ABUS. You know, we're talking about ABUS. I like it. I think it has a lot of great potential today. This is definitely another top stock that we should keep on watch above that $4 mark. $4.30, $4.50 targets, and then room up towards around $5 there over on ABUS. All right? So that's what we're looking at there. Next, we got BJDX. All right, so BJDX doesn't have any news, but it's a newer IPO stock. Hit a high of 625. It's been fading since early November, all the way down to 220. The only reason I'm looking at this is we had a strong volume day yesterday off that 52-week low. We had a nice bounce yesterday up into the 270s, again, with pretty decent volume. We had a good amount of volume move in. And the reason I like BJDX is we saw that volume and that momentum continue in the post-market and continue into pre-markets as well there on BJDX. So I want to keep this one on watch above yesterday's highs, right around that 271. I do want to keep this one on watch above that 270 to 271 and see if we can get a nice little break to the upside here on BJDX. Maybe a little technical break of this downtrend if we ever get set up. All right, so again, I do like BJDX above the 270. This is just momentum from a good volume day yesterday. We are seeing a nice gap up. We are seeing the stock pull back, and we see it holding above that 270 support level. Now we just want to see the stock break the downtrend, get back above $3, and we could easily see the stock up towards around that 350 level, retesting these pre-market highs. Now, if this stock is super duper strong and it breaks over that 368, you have $4 and then 447 targets here on BJDX. So is this like a top stock that I want to watch out of the gate? I wouldn't say it's a top stock I want to watch out of the gate, but it's definitely a stock I do want to keep on watch, as I do think there is some potential today with BJDX. All right, JZXN. I do want to watch JZXN as well. So they did have a press release this morning that they formed a cooperative relationship with a regional EV distributor. So it's not the best press release, but there is a press release, and we are trying to stay above this 187 level. Pretty strong bounce at 187, and we're back above that lower point from the daily chart, above that 187. So I would like to keep JZNX on watch as a back burner. I don't really like all of the resistance overhead, right? You have the 20 EMA resistance at 2, natural resistance at $2. We have the 50 SMA at 217, basically where we topped out here in pre-market. And even if we break over that 217, you have room to 225 and then 240, 250, 260. I mean, there's just a lot of resistance overhead on JZXN, and looking at the volume and looking at the way it's moving, comparing it to a stock like SYTA that just broke our downtrend, comparing it to a stock like ABUS that has some good potential and good volume. You know, JZXN doesn't really have the best of the best volume. It doesn't have the nicest daily chart setup like BJDX has a decent little daily chart setup. You know, JZXN really just isn't comparable to some of these other stocks. It's not comparable as far as volume. It's not comparable as far as daily appearance, not comparable as far as how it's moving in pre-market. And there's just a lot of resistance overhead. So I would say JZXN team would be more of a way on the back burner stock. way on the back burner, just to have it on watch, just to mark up your levels, and just in case this stock ever does provide an opportunity that we could take advantage of. But right now, I really don't see the potential with JZXN, and I think this is a stock that either A, comes off your watch list, or B, you put it on the very, very back burner just to kind of keep it on watch and see if it does set up. All right. Probably one of my favorite stocks of the day is going to be STRN. Now, STRN is moving up off earnings, Q3 sales, Q3 net, up 30% year over year, $10 million in revenue. STRN has great potential. I really like the daily chart. And the reason I like the daily chart is if we can break over the pre-market highs, we're also breaking over the all-time highs at 608. The sky is the limit. This stock, technically, next main level of resistance for this penny stock would be 875, right? We have room to 875 and then $10 here on STRN. Now, every dollar is going to be a level of resistance. So $7, $8, etc. But again, penny stocks just love the 875 level. 875 seems to be a psychological level for penny stocks. And then anytime we break 875, we typically get a nice big run up towards around $10. So I'm really looking for STRN to break and stay above that all-time high today, which is right around $6. I think the stock has a lot of great potential to 7, 8, 875, and 10. I mean, the sky is the limit. We have such a big window of opportunity here on STRN. Now, the only thing that we need is volume, and we need traders to land on this stock, right? If we don't have traders here and we don't have the focus and the volume and the attention and it's scattered, we probably won't see that big time move. But if we can get a majority of traders in the market focused on STRN, and this is the stock that everybody lands on, absolutely, it has so much room to the upside today. And I think this has the best potential for the biggest move is going to be today on STRN. Okay, so I do want to keep this one on watch. Support is back down around 527, but ideally I'm looking to see this hold on up like it has been so far in pre-market, get a nice clean break over that 608 all-time high, and really start to see traders move in behind this, pushing this up into our next key levels of resistance. That's going to be psychological, natural levels of resistance. $7, $8, then we have that 875 number, and then we have $10 is going to be one of the top targets today if STRN really steals the focus in the market. All right. I also saw some of you guys talking about PROG. I was watching PROG as well. We had a very nice bounce yesterday, right? Very nice bounce. I think Kit's King was like, that is a very nice bullish engulfing candle. I mean, absolutely. This candle yesterday completely ate up the prior day. We are gapping up above yesterday's highs. We're gapping up above the 50-day moving average, and we're even gapping up above the 200-day moving average. So we have a bullish engulfing candle, strong bounce, gapping up above that 290 level, and that 290 level is a very key level on prog. If PROG is trading above that 290 level, we technically have room to 330 today. That's a little over 10% to the upside here on PROG. So I do want to keep PROG on high watch as another top stock that we're watching out of the gate. As long as PROG is staying above this 290, we could take it long to 330, and it has so much potential to get to that 330. If we break over that 330, we have a lot of great potential. Next, probably back up to like $4, guys. So PROG, I think this one could be a stock that just kind of slides past everybody, that it just kind of works its way past everybody under the radar. Again, I like what I see on prog. I like the big green day yesterday. I like the bullish engulfing candle. And what I like even more is the break above that 290 this morning, the pullback, the consolidation, the finding that support above 290, and how key that 290 level is. Not only was it a great level of support where it bounced multiple times on the daily chart, it's the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA, and it's yesterday's highs. We have 4 very strong reasons why 290 is a great level to go long at on PROG. It's a great level to see the stock hold above. 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average, prior support, strong support, right? And we have yesterday's highs, old resistance, new support. We have 3 to 4 separate reasons that anything above 290 on PROG is bullish, and we have a lot of great potential to that 330 level. and then potentially to that 365, and then upwards of around $4 on PROG. PROG is one of the top stocks we're watching out of the gate. So let's go ahead and recap real quick if you're just now tuning in. We're watching SYTA as one of the top 3 stocks. We're watching STRN today as one of our top 3 stocks, and PROG as one of our top 3 stocks. ABUS, we are watching this, but it's not one of the top stocks in my opinion, but it's definitely a stock we need to keep on watch as there's some decent potential today with ABUS. And then same thing with BJDX. Not a top stock, but it definitely shows some great potential to at least be on watch today. All right, so we have about 5 penny stocks that we have on watch, and we're able to separate those into the top stocks out of the gates and then stocks that still have potential, but we're not really too focused on them right out of the gate. PROG out of the gate. STRN right out of the gate. SYTA, watching this one right out of the gate as well. I think these are the best of the best stocks today, team. Okay? Let's talk about the SPY, right? The SPY, big gap up. I think we were saying this yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the SPY gapping up and pushing above that 20 EMA. But here's the thing. I wasn't expecting a $5 to $6 move up. Right? I was thinking maybe $1 or $2. Pull back out of the open, hit that 20 EMA, and then have a green day and start bouncing back to the all-time highs. We're in the clear. We're gapping up big, right? That's a pretty big gap up. We have to retest yesterday's high. I think that's inevitable. I think it's inevitable. I think we need to retest yesterday's high. And I also think it's inevitable that we come back and retest that 20 EMA. That's been a very key level over the past 2 weeks. So yesterday's highs and the 20 EMA are right at the same price. And that price is 460.61. I would think today or tomorrow, we would see the SPY back down at that 460 to 461 to retest those 2 levels. Not only would that be a retest of the 20 EMA that I think we need, I think it's inevitable. Not only is that a retest of yesterday's resistance as new support, I think that's inevitable. It's also retesting the downtrend that we just broke above. Look at this massive downtrend that we've had on the SPY. We just broke it. So not only would that be a key retest of yesterday's resistance as new support, not only is that a key retest of the 20 EMA on the daily chart, it's also a key retest of old resistance from the downtrend as new support for the next leg higher. I think today or tomorrow, we see the SPY down about another $4, maybe $3 to the downside into that 460.61 level. I would be looking for puts below 465. So 465 is a decent little level of resistance here on the SPY, right? So we had some resistance, support, 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 resistance, 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 right? We can see this area 464.83 has been tagged quite a few times, and there's a slight little gap that could be filled up towards around 465.34. What did we hit this morning in pre-market? We hit that high. We kind of came in here and filled this slight gap on the SPY. We ran right into that wall of resistance, and we're getting rejected. I would think, again, today or tomorrow, we see the SPY pull back and retest that 460.61. I'm thinking the same thing with the Qs. I would say the Qs today would need to come back and retest that 20 EMA as well. Not only is it the 20 EMA, but it's a prior bounce level. It's prior support, prior resistance, prior resistance. So not only is it that 20 EMA, but it's a key level of support and resistance in the past. I still think that is a key level that we would need to see the Qs come down and retest. That's about 391. It's about $2 to the downside, right? The SPY, you're talking about $4 to the downside. So I still think there's great opportunity for some possible puts. Tech stocks, I still don't think are in the clear. I don't think we're in the clear yet on the Qs. And the reason for that is we have yet to break this massive downtrend on the Qs, right? Since our all-time high of 408, we've hit the downtrend once, twice, and we're coming to the downtrend for the 4th time. We have yet to break the downtrend, so we still have resistance right overhead. And I still think we need a pullback and retest that 391 level, just like the SPY. I think it's inevitable that we come back down over today or tomorrow to retest that prior level of resistance as new support. And I still don't think we're in the clear with the Qs. Just because the SPY looks good, right, doesn't mean everything looks good. The Qs, right, still to me are not in the clear, right? Until we break this downtrend. The SPY, I think we're pretty much in the clear, right? I think we're in the clear as long as we get our healthy, inevitable retest, and then we move higher. I think we are in the clear on the SPY. Since we broke the downtrend, we're back above 460. We're back above the 20 EMA. We're looking really, really good. So a simple pullback and a retest of that level, I'm pretty confident. I like it. I think we're in the clear. The Qs, I don't think we're in the clear yet until we're breaking ideally above that 395, which is this downtrend. And then we get a similar retest. And then I think we're in the clear as well on the Qs. So right now, be cautious on the Qs. Still in this downtrend, still slightly bearish. The SPY, we're actually on the bullish side of things now. And I'm just looking for that nice retest. The reason I wanted to talk about the SPY and the Qs first is that's going to dictate the way I trade my options stocks today, right? If I'm looking at a stock that's heavy weighted in the Qs and we see the Qs not performing well, maybe I don't want to go long on that tech stock. Maybe I want to sit more on the sidelines and maybe think more shorts, right? Because again, in stocks, the Qs drop, stocks follow, right? Stocks go up, the Qs follow. It's a lagging. It's the opposite. So when, the Qs fall, the stocks kind of follow suit when the markets are down. So if the Qs still look bearish and there's still room to the downside on the Qs, why would I really want to be going long on some of these tech stocks that are really, heavily weighted in the Qs? I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to play the market, which directions it's moving. So I'm really focused on the SPY. I'm really focused on the Qs. And if today's a pullback day, $4 on the SPY, maybe $2 on the Qs, I'm probably not going to be going long on a lot of these stocks that I think would be good longs, right? I'm watching Apple today. Apple over 167.66 looks good. Back up into the 170s, right? It looks like a decent long. But like I said, if the SPY and the Qs are pulling back, why would I want to go long on Apple? I probably wouldn't want to go long on Apple. I'd probably want to think more to the short side and play what the market's doing, especially with the amount of volatility that's in the market right now and the type of focus that's in the broader market. I'm still watching Roblox today. I am watching Intel. I would really like to see Intel cracking 54. The reason for that is this stock moved up from $51 to $56 in pre-market. I would expect to see a little bit of profit taking on Intel, and we do have good support all the way back down at $51.90. I would really like to see Intel cracking below 54 to maybe ride some puts or to short the stock back down towards around 52, and then we could look to flip long for the leg back up to 56. I'm thinking more Intel to the short side, and the reason for that is we have a lot of resistance right here at 56. We also have the 200-day moving average at 56. We are gapping up substantially, maybe $5 to $6 gap up on Intel. If I was in this as an investor, as a swing trader, I would be definitely looking to trim some profits. I'd like to see some profits being trimmed, bringing the stock down below 54, maybe come down to 52 for a good short, okay? Tesla today looks good, over 1032 to 1060 on Tesla. Anything over 1060, we have room to 1075. I am watching Tesla today. Watching AMD again today as well. Watching NVIDIA today over 301.73. Watching DocuSign today over 145.23. DocuSign has room to 157. And I am watching Boeing today to see if we fall back below this 207. All right, if we fall back below this 206 to 207 level, I may look to short Boeing down to $200 today. I know the overall market could be moving up, but I'm still looking at Boeing as something that can move on its own based on the technicals that I see right now on Boeing. So back below 206 and 207 on Boeing, we may have good opportunity for some puts. But like I said, the first 15 to 20 minutes, I'm really looking at the SPY. I'm looking at the Qs, trying to get an idea of what those are doing, which direction they're headed. And then based on that, what I think they're going to do and what direction I think they're headed, I'm going to prepare accordingly with Apple, Roblox, Intel, Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, DocuSign, and Boeing, the stocks that I'm watching for options, and really just plan accordingly to take advantage of these stocks, really, again, depending on what the overall market's doing. While the overall market has the focus and the attention, right? The SPYs, the Qs, the broader market, we need to make sure we're looking at those ETFs, those indexes, to really give us an idea of what we should be doing with these individual stocks. When the market's normal and it's just normal and it's grinding to the upside, then we could really focus on these individual stocks and not really have to put too much emphasis on the broader market. But while the market's volatile, while the market has really a lot of focus with what's been going on the last couple of weeks, we still need to make sure we're checking out the SPY and the Qs, getting an idea of what they're doing to help us better prepare for these individual stocks that we could be trading. All right, so we know exactly what's going on today. We know what we're watching. In about 20 minutes, I'll have more information for you guys on my option stocks that I'm watching. But to start our day right now, ding, 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 we're watching SYTA. We're watching PROG. We're also watching STRN right out of the gate, team. Okay? So PROG above 290, room to 330. STRN over the all-time high of 208. Watch for this thing to just start taking on off. Right now, new all-time high, 627 on STRN. SYTA, again, this one has some beautiful room up towards around that 5 and 514, right after it broke that downtrend that we were talking about there in pre-market. So if anybody got that trade for the downtrend break on SYTA, you guys are also crushing it. That's just absolutely amazing. Good job. Way to start your day off strong. Buying this below, 425, it feels good to be up 50 cents a share, I tell you what. STRN is getting hit really hard. Nice little rejection over that all-time high. Still has good potential, though. Still has really good potential. You know what? I do like PROG. I think PROG has some great potential as well, guys. Support right now, we could probably bring it up a little bit and put it right at that 50 SMA at 294. So I would say like 290 to 294 support. And we can bring that resistance level down to 328. That's where we have room to on PROG, is right around that 328. I'm personally watching STRN as it's easy to short, and I'm really shorting lately in this market. SYTA, you're right at resistance. I would not be chasing this stock right at resistance, guys. You're right there at a pretty key level of resistance on the daily chart. Now, you could see this pop up towards around 560, but essentially, you just need to see the stock pull back. You have $5 support now on SYTA. You have 530 to 560 resistance. Then you're looking at $6 and then 676. One sec, I'm just getting logged into my platform. Wow, ANY, I'm up 300% on those calls. What? Why am I up so much on ANY? ANY is only at $4 right now. Why am I up 420? That's nuts. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm just kind of confused. Just a little confused there, that's all. IV boost, yeah, I'll have to go back and really look at that. ANY is like 300% to the upside on those calls I have. I'll have to go take a further look because I'm looking at ANY right now, and it's not like ANY is really doing all that much. It just bounced 50 cents in the last couple of days. I don't know. Ooh, PROG, that's not really what you want to see, guys. Again, you got that support at like that 200-day moving average and yesterday's high. So really need to see Prague staying above like that 283 on PROG. Get DocuSign above 145.23. You could easily see this breaking above that 150 level, and you could see this up at 155 there on DocuSign. I mean, all your support right now across the board, guys, is going to be your 20 EMA. So like NVIDIA, if you're looking for the stock to pull back to catch an entry, you're looking to possibly try and catch an entry off that 20 EMA. You know, AMD's the one of the ones that's not above the 20 EMA, and that's going to hold this stock down as resistance. That's at 146 on AMD, but AMD has its support right now off of yesterday's high. And your support right now is going to be right around 141.22 on AMD if you're looking to get involved there. Tesla, this one has room up towards around its 20 EMA at 1072. And support right now on Tesla is going to be yesterday's highs down towards around 1023 on Tesla. Again, Intel, I'm honestly looking for Intel to crack below that 54 and to see if we can get that nice little $2 drop today on Intel to the downside. The VIX is gapping down massively. The Qs are right at its downtrend. And the SPY's right at that 465-ish resistance. I still think it's inevitable that we come down over the next couple of days, possibly retesting that 460. Again, SYTA right now is right at that level of daily resistance, right around that 560-ish mark. So 560 is a key level of resistance. I'd still like to see a little bit better of a pullback here on SYTA before getting involved. Maybe a little bit of a pullback back down towards around $5 natural support here on SYTA. Looking to see if PROG is going to stay above the 283 for a possible entry there. Nothing with BJDX, nothing with ABUS. I mean, SYTA is the #1 penny stock. I just would not be chasing this at resistance. If it breaks out clean and it pulls back to 562, then buy it for the pullback. Or if it breaks over and hits 6 and it pulls back to 562, buy it for a dip back up to 6, possibly up towards around that 676. But I would not be buying this right at resistance, guys. It's all about discipline. You've got to be disciplined. Right? I know it's tempting. The stock could run $1, but it could dump $1. You're buying right at resistance, guys. Please do not be buying right at resistance. It's not worth it. I'm going to look for a retest of 54 here on INTC to enter a short. So if we close below and we get held down below 54 on INTC, 54 is that key level. I would be looking to enter a short, possibly down towards around $52 today on INTC. Roblox is very messy out of the gate. Apple's pulling back hard. You know, the SPY's definitely trying to break that 465, but right now I think that we see it back down at that 461. So SYTA, there's your nice clean break. Look for a nice clean pullback. STRN a little early, but red to green, way too early. I highly doubt it based on the price action, Merlin. I highly doubt a red to green based on the price action. I think this one's going to fall down towards around 527 on STRN. Looking at the chart, looking at the price action, it definitely looks like it has room down to 527. I don't think it's the best red to green move out there. Yeah, JMI, it's definitely popping up here nice. About $1 to the upside. 1374 is your next level of resistance. I'm still looking at INTC with you guys for possible puts here. So I'm still looking at INTC with you guys for possible puts or to short the stock. So I got a starter position on Intel below 54. So I took a little starter position below 54 on Intel, just in case it pops back above 54. I'm not like super heavy on my position. But I'm looking for Intel to stay below 54 today, and for Intel to pull back to that 52 level. So I am short right now on Intel, 53.66 on a small starter position. As long as we're below 54, I'll definitely add to it. Above 54, it's such a small position that I will cut it for a small little paper cut and simply move on. So right now I am short on INTC below 54. So right down the 527 on STRN. That was a key little bounce level at 527. It bounced beautifully, about 25 cents there on STRN. So STRN's definitely getting some action right now. Not a lot with BJDX. I know you guys were watching SYTA, but this one's a challenging one. Like, where are you getting long at, guys? Like, where are you getting involved? Are you chasing the stock? I mean, just knowing the market over the past couple of months, we see a lot of false breakouts. We see a lot of stocks, falsely breaking out and then dumping. The last thing I want you guys doing is chasing a stock for a breakout when I really don't think we're in a breakout market. I really don't think we're in a breakout market. This was just one of those stocks that broke out and held above. I'd still be patient and disciplined and wait for simple pullbacks. That's how I would trade this market. Be patient. The stock's going to pull back. Let it pull back. The stock's going to break out clean and strong. Let it break out clean and strong. Let it pull back clean. Look for a nice pullback entry for the next leg up. That's how I would still play this market, guys. You got to be very disciplined and patient and smart. So right now, 562. 560 to 562 is the pullback level here on SYTA, and that is the level that I'm personally looking for on SYTA, is going to be that 562 pullback level. So right now we're looking for a pullback on SYTA. We have a pullback to 562. So it's we're just not getting a pullback on SYTA team. That's it. We're just not getting that pullback down to that key level of prior resistance, new support. This stock has all momentum. You could still ride this to 680. If you guys are still in holding some of this position, you have room to 680. It's not slowing down. It's all momentum. You're getting slight pullbacks close to the 9, and it pushes. You get a slight pullback close to the 9 EMA, and it's pushing. So, I mean, if you like the stock, it has room to 680. It seems to be a momentum play, but me personally, I still don't trust it. I wouldn't trade this out of momentum. I would wait for a pullback. I may not get the pullback entry. It may be all momentum and just rip right up to that 680. If I miss it, I miss it. I cannot trade momentum in the market that hasn't really been producing a lot of great momentum, especially the first 15 minutes out of the gate. That's usually when the stocks look like they're going to continue ripping, and then you start to see a lot of nasty rug pulls. I cannot trade against what's been working for me in the market. If I miss the trade, I miss the trade. But at the end of the day, you guys have your own edges, your own approaches that work. If you want this momentum trade off the 9 EMA and off $6, just run a very, very tight stop loss underneath that prior low of 585. You could run this up towards around $6.80. So right now, if you were in this trade, stops would be at like 584. You'd put stops at $5.84. You'd look for a 580 target here on SYT18. You're looking for a 580 target. Stops are at 584. You're looking for a 680 target. 680. My dyslexia is bad. 680 target. Stops on this particular trade would be 584. The last thing you want to do is see this come all the way back down to 560 and crack that level, and now you're holding the bag. Last thing I want you guys doing is holding bags. I want you guys being smart and patient. So right now you do have a slight flag above $6, above the 9 EMA. This looks to be all momentum. Again, one more pop over 630. You should easily see this at $6.80. I may be getting out of my INTC short position at break even because it looks like it may try to reverse. I'm going to be patient with it. I'm going to give it another like maybe 10 to 20 cents of breathing room, but I may be exiting this position on INTC as it looks like it may try to reverse back above 54. But I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit longer just to see if we get a crack of below a day. If we can crack below 53.40, I think we're still good to the downside below 53.40. I'm still holding my short position on INTC, but I am going to run a very tight stop because it looks like it may be trying to reverse if it does not make a new low a day here in the next couple of minutes. My cost basis is 53.77 right now. I'm running a very tight stop on this because it looks like it may try to reverse. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this position here. And I could always re-enter on INTC. So that's a break-even trade, guys. It looks like it's going to reverse. I'm not going to hold this and take a $500 loss or anything like that. So I got out at pretty much break-even, $46.95, as I do think it's starting to kind of turn on over a little bit here. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's worth the risk based on the price action that I'm seeing there on INTC. Tesla looking like it wants to reverse here. I'd be watching Tesla for a break over the open. If you guys want to take Tesla long, I'd be looking for a break over 1045. You could run this up for about $30 to the upside. Tesla has room from around that 1045, 1046. It has room to 1070 today over on Tesla. Tesla's setting in a nice little reversal formation on Tesla right now. So I definitely think we should be watching Tesla coming on up. As it's putting in a decent little reversal. We could see it breaking that 1045 coming on up here on Tesla, guys. So I do want to watch Tesla. Right now, seeing if it can stay above the VWAP, see if it can stay above the 9 EMA, hold this slightly higher low above 1037. I think we could see a decent little reversal coming on up on Tesla above maybe that 1036 to 1037. Just looking to see if the stock can actually hold on up here. So right now, again, Tesla for a possible reversal above that 1035, 1036 mark. Breaking over 1045 and 1050. Tesla has room to 1070 today. Again, it's that 1035, 1036 support on Tesla that you ideally want to see the stock staying above. So right now, as long as we're over 1035, you'd put your stops underneath 1035. But Tesla right now looking like it wants to try and go for a possible reversal here. Back up to 1045 and then 1050. I'm long on Tesla. I usually don't trade Tesla. It's on my shit list, but I'm long Tesla right now, guys. 200 shares of Tesla. I'm going to take half my profit off that pop. I'm going to take half my profit on that pop on Tesla. Right up into that 1044 level. Again, I'm cost basis right below 1040. My cost basis is right below 1040 on Tesla. Off the reversal, I'm looking for a 1045, 1050 break. Tesla has room to 1070. I'm still holding about 100 shares of Tesla here. Looking for a 1045 break up to 1050. I'll take a little bit more. Right now, I'm running a very tight stop on my last 100 shares, as I do want to lock in this profit if I have it, which I have it. I want to make sure I'm not giving any of this profit back. I'm going to lock in a little bit more right there at the open. The open is strong resistance. I'm going to lock in a little bit more here on Tesla. Back below 1040, I walk away completely. I only have 50 shares left. If we can get a break over the open to 1045, I think we get another $5 pop out of Tesla, but we may get a slight pullback before that happens. Still holding 50 shares of Tesla. If you guys have calls, you want to place your stops at that 1035 mark. You can be patient with your calls. You have room to that 1070 again on Tesla. We're looking for a 1045 break. That should really get this thing going. There's 1045. I don't know who's calling me right now. My bad, guys. I think we're going to break. Let's get that pop to 1050. I'll lock in some more profits at 1050. There's 1046. Let's cross that $1,000 mark. Once I cross that $1,000 mark, I can get out and oh, don't be greedy over 50 bucks, Josh. Let's go ahead and lock it up. Let's go ahead and lock it up. I'll lock it up. I'll lock it up. Hero G is falling below every key level. We can take that off watch. STRN still has time to play on out. BJDX is really fighting to stay above that 1070. ABUS isn't really doing a lot. And we're starting to see SYTA look a little top heavy here, guys. Look at this head and shoulders formation forming on SYTA. Be very, very careful right now with SYTA, as we may be forming a little bit of a head and shoulders formation, which would pull this stock back down to $5.60. So right now, I would be very, very cautious with SYTA. If you guys are in SYTA, your stops right now, just in case it cracks out of this head and shoulders formation, you need to run like a 587 stop. 587, 588 stop loss on SYTA. And if it doesn't crack out of this head and shoulders formation, you need to be looking to lock in some more profits around that 680. STRN, I want to see this squeeze over VWAP. Once we're above VWAP and once we're above the open, I think we have some great potential here today on STRN. But I need to see this stock actually squeezing back above VWAP. Then we have some great potential right now. So now that we're squeezing above the VWAP here, VWAP is your new level of support as long as we're staying above VWAP. So right now, team, your support level on STRN is 565. 565, you want to see the stock staying above. Back up to 607, hitting the intraday high of 627 next. And then, again, the sky's the limit. Every dollar, $7, $8. Again, the sky is the limit here on STRN. But again, right now, all the focus is here on SYTA still at this time. We do have a slight head and shoulders formation that could be forming. However, if we break back above 640, retest high a day, it wouldn't really be a head and shoulders formation. We could easily see this still at $6.80. Right now, support is still back down at 562.